Hello Marvel Strike Force fans, it's your friend the Fast and Comic Guy here, and today I'm going to talk about Dark Dimension 3 and the characters that I got to Gear 14, the ones that I regret doing to Gear 14, and the ones that I wish I did instead, and the T4s that I would recommend for sure. So the characters that I have so far are Phoenix, Symbiote Spider-Man, Scientist Supreme, Hela, Punisher, Minerva, Shield Security, and Mr. Sinister. So the characters that I actually regret doing right now are actually Mr. Sinister, I regret Shield Security, I regret Punisher, and that's actually, and I even regret Scientist Supreme a little bit. Now, the reason why I regret these characters, they're not bad characters at all. See, the reason why I did Scientist Security, or Shield Security, was because my Phoenix would die all the time, and we all like it when she does her ultimate, when she is in her Phoenix, Dark Phoenix form. The ultimate does a crazy amount of damage and basically clears the board. Now, the thing that I kind of realized though, the reason why most people say Phoenix is a key character for Dark Dimension 3 isn't because you need her to get her ultimate up, is because you want to get her special going, because basically as soon as she dies, she will do 20%, she'll steal 20% from all the enemies on the board. So essentially this is a T4 I wish I put in a lot sooner. I haven't put it in there yet, obviously, because I'm a little bit behind. But as soon as I got the T4s, I'm going to upgrade that next. But yeah, the reason why I had Shield Security, I thought maybe he could take more than one hit. No, he takes, basically she dies, he taunts, he dies, and then she dies again after she does her special. So that's the whole, so I regret doing Shield Security. The reason why also is because the thing is, you don't want to waste, like, your legendary gear is very, very precious before you've completed Dark Dimension 3. And the main thing that people, like at the very beginning, you have tons of these. Your superior basic catalyst, you have tons of them. But then you run out of them. Once you get to about 6 characters up to Gear 14. And yeah, so if you're going, so when you're, before you actually go into, like when you're planning on doing Dark Dimensions, pick characters that you are going to definitely, like if you're going to get a character to Gear 13, make sure you're going to take them to Gear 14, because even getting a character to Gear 13 requires a lot of those catalysts. So Symbiote Spider-Man, I do not regret at all, and he will also be great for the city nodes. He is definitely a key that I hear everyone saying is important for the city nodes. They actually say you can do all the city nodes with just Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage. So Carnage is actually the next one on my character list that I'm working on, and I'm hoping to even get Venom there eventually. But basically, when I get there, I'll probably have Symbiote Spider-Man, Punisher, and Carnage for sure. Now, Scientist Supreme, I regret her because basically when you go in there, she'll do her retro vaccination and put debuffs on everybody and then put the debuffs on your team also. But by the time she does that, she will be dead because she won't get a second turn basically. That's how quickly people die in Dark Dimension 3, is basically you get one shot, and if you're lucky, if you're lucky, you get one shot. The node that I'm on right now, actually, a lot of times before I even get a chance to do do my first turn, 3 people are already dead. Today, for some reason, was a little bit different. When I went to do it, I got to actually go a decent. The whole thing lasted about 2 minutes, and usually it lasts about 30 seconds. So I was like, wow, I actually get to play a little bit today. But yeah, so she basically, I regret doing. I even regret doing the 6-star I purchased for her, because like I had the a little while ago, Fox Next gave everybody 2 free 6-star characters, and I kind of regret doing it on her because, like, it really didn't do that much of an impact. Like, it helped me out a little bit in Dark Dimension 2, but I thought the 6 red stars would help her in Dark Dimension 3, and I made her a high priority to gear her to gear 14 so I could take her in there, and she hasn't really done too much to help me in Dark Dimension 3. So if I could take that star back, I would take the star back, and I would take away her gear 14 and probably leave her at gear 13, actually, because she was pretty valuable in Dark Dimension 2. Hela, I really enjoy. I wish I had more red stars on her, but the Greg that she summons, her little minion, does help out a lot. And yeah, I'm expecting her to do really well in the cosmic events. Like I said, she does, if they kill her before they kill the Greg, that's unfortunate, but if you're lucky, they'll attack Greg a whole bunch of times before they get to her, which doesn't really happen very often. For Punisher, I regret him because the only reason why I geared him up is because I had everything for him. He was basically done. Like, I didn't even try. All of his mini uniques somehow happened to be all there. But if I could take it back, I would, because the superior catalysts, I could use them for other characters like Colossus, Black Bolt, and whatnot. Minerva, I do not regret. I really like using her. The only thing is, I hear she's vital for the cosmic nodes, and I'm not there yet, so that's basically that. So I won't get to, once I'm done with the first 5 nodes, I won't get to use her for a little bit, and I'll be doing the global stuff. Mr. Sinister, the reason why I do regret him is he makes a clone, the clone dies, he dies, he doesn't really do much damage. Like, he's a good character to have. Like, I don't really use him too much in the game. I hear, like, I'm only happy that he's at gear 14 because I guess he'll make my war defense pretty, a little bit more difficult to get by. But yeah, he doesn't really, I don't know, I don't really use him too much in the game, to be honest. I used him for a little bit in Arena, tried him out. But yeah, he doesn't really, even the clones that he made didn't really do too well. I'm guessing it's probably because he just doesn't have the stars. Even though he's 5 stars and 4 red, he still doesn't do much of an impact in the game. So yeah, those are the characters. So the ones that I'm happy about: Phoenix, Symbiote Spider-Man, Hela, and Minerva. The ones I'm not really happy with are the Punisher, Scientist Supreme, which is surprising for probably most people to hear, Mr. Sinister, and Shield Security. The characters that I definitely wish I did, instead of doing Mr. Sinister, I would have been happier to do Colossus, because Colossus would have been a better tank to keep Phoenix alive. Definitely a lot better than Shield Security. Next character I'm working on, I'm hoping to get Black Bolt for the Cosmic, and I'm hoping to get Loki for the Cosmic. Now, I've heard Loki is a regret for some people, and I've heard Black Bolt doesn't really do too much. He's just basically a glass cannon. If you're lucky, he'll get a couple of hits in, but he's not going to do too well in there. The characters that I hear people should get for Dark Dimension 3 are actually Ebony Maw is a high important character, and actually, yeah, so the main 6 characters that they recommend everyone to get is Phoenix, Symbiote Spider-Man, Hela, Minerva, and Ebony Maw, and Carnage. Those are the 6 main characters that I recommend everyone to have for your first go in Dark Dimensions 3. The reason why is because you can do the last city nodes with just Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man, and I'm on my way for Carnage. I'm just, as you can see, I'm working on him. The only reason why I'm not working on him he requires the same materials as Black Bolt. So I figure I'll need Black Bolts before Carnage in Dark Dimension 3, because Black Bolt will be a cosmic and Carnage is a city. So I'm putting the resources into Black Bolt first, and then once Black Bolt is done, then I'll start putting resources into Carnage. I'm hoping to get Colossus done because he will be for the global nodes. So the characters that I want to use for the global nodes are, well, the ones that I guess I will be stuck using at least, is I'm hoping it's going to be Scientist Supreme, Shield Security, Mr. Sinister, Phoenix, and Colossus. So, could be worse. I hear them say basically you can do Phoenix alone in the entire thing. So having 4 extra characters will just make it a little bit easier. And for Cosmic, what I want to do is, so for Cosmic I want to do Minerva, Hela, and Loki and Black Bolt. So I was thinking of doing Star-Lord, just because I don't have a character that requires, I'm not really working on anyone who requires the tech stuff. Like, there's really no good characters for tech. I was like, wow. So basically, yeah, that's what I was like, well, if I get tech gear, I'll just put it into Star-Lord and he'll get there eventually. But what I'm thinking of doing is actually switching from Star-Lord and going to Ebony Maw. So yeah, that's my dream team for the next one for Cosmic will be Ebony Maw, Minerva, Hela, and I guess Loki and Black Bolt. Most people can do it with just these 3 characters, but these 2 will just be gravy. And as for the city nodes, now I'm going to have Symbiote Spider-Man and Punisher for sure. I'm hoping to have Carnage, and if I can, if it takes me long enough, I'm hoping to have Venom. So if I have all 3 symbiotes in there, that'll just be super easy to complete that thing, having all 3 symbiotes. And if while I'm in there, I'm going to actually work on Ghost Rider too. So these 4 characters will just make the cities go a lot quicker. So yeah, those are my recommendations for Dark Dimensions 3. It is very, very difficult, and yeah, like I said, don't pick characters that you think, don't go in there expecting it to be a long fight, because characters, every time I start the thing, 1 to 2 people die for sure at the very beginning before I even get a chance to go, and that's just in the very beginning. It might be different later on in the game, because and if it is, that's great, because, you know, if you can, I find it hard to believe people can do it with just Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage by themselves, because they just, like I said, even Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man, he's got 5 red stars, he's a 6-star period, he's got all of his T4s, he gets one-shotted in the beginning part of the fight. So basically it just depends on which side of my team they decide to do a big AoE to, where they attack and do damage to adjacent characters. And yeah, that's why I lose like 2 to 3 people at a time, is because they'll attack like the middle guy, and 3 people, they'll just be the left and the right person left. So yeah, it's basically go in there with characters that you're expecting to do damage at the beginning, and not really heals, to be honest, because like even Minerva's passive heal doesn't really do too much. You know, when a character, like when Greg dies, she'll toss a tiny heal on somebody, but like I said, they don't really do anything, because a character doesn't, they don't take damage little by little, they just die when they get hit. So yeah, that's my recommendations for Dark Dimensions 3. If you thought this was helpful, hit a subscribe on the left, and check out my other videos on the right. And have yourself a good day, a good morning, and a good night. Peace.